city of Joburg is currently showing the award-winning African 3D Maze Map exhibition under its new title of Phantom Spaces through AI Lenses. So the work of art has been moved to a different exhibition space inside the Museum Africa that integrates all curatorial features. So this virtual museum experience, which tallies with Africa Month, of course, promises to redefine what already started last year as a cutting-edge experience. So to shed a little bit more light on the exhibition, we are joined by Lesego Mlambo, Collection Manager at Museum Africa. Lesego, good morning. Happy Africa Day. Thanks for joining us at the Sound, the SABC.
Morning, and thank you for having me this morning.
Phantom Spaces through AI Lenses. Talk to us about what it is all about. What's on offer this time around?
Wow, Phantom Spaces through AI Lenses. It's all about reimagining what Africa would be without the influences of the other. And you cannot reimagine if you don't take a journey of where you're coming from as an African. So we need to borrow the wisdom and the intelligence of what our ancestors did for us. Because last year we launched what we call the African 3D Map Maze. Hence this exhibition is an award-winning exhibition because of the innovation that came with it. So it was all about drawing from the timelines in terms of who we were or who we are as Africans, and it just showcasing that, you know what, even before the new terminologies of AI, of technology, actually as Africans we had long developed AI, and not even AI but African intelligence in terms of understanding your stars, in terms of understanding what we today call it a GPS. You know, we actually are the ones who manufactured that. We manufactured or developed language. We are the mathematicians and so forth and so on. So with the Phantom Spaces is that, you know what, where are we going as Africans? Are we intentional with our being? Are we intentional with contributing to humanity? Because in this nowadays, we try to kind of adjust to the changes, adjust to the fast-paced technological advances and so forth and so on. But how are we now trying to integrate our Africanness in those technologies and so forth? So this year, I thought, you know what, let me bring different kinds of elements so that people can be able to be aligned with what they need to be doing in terms of where we are going. So we've got 4 elements, which is called spirituality.
Yes, talk to us about what's on offer, what people can experience through that. Yes.
Okay, we're having different kinds of elements. We're having different kinds of elements and that are focusing on this exhibition this year. So the first element is called spirituality. The second one is called environment. The third one is called architecture. The other is governance. And the last one is obviously culture, just because we are in a museum. However, it's that, you know what, when we are in the concrete jungle and when you are in a corporate space, what is it that you bring spiritually? Because before our people, they understood the environment. Before they did anything, you know, I was talking yesterday in the launch that they had done some kind of vibrations. You know, when a person molds a pot, there's a vibration going on there. And as a museologist, we get to preserve the pot. But are we just preserving the pot? No, we're preserving the methodology that came with it. We're preserving those energies that came with it because they are the ones that are equipping us today in terms of who we are. So why are we talking spirituality? I want people that in their day-to-day job, that bring your spirituality, become intentional so that you can be able to impact with your vibrations, impact your job, so that when you leave in 10 years' time, whoever that is going to sit on this chair, they will be able to engage with the spirit that used to sit like as we're sitting today, because there's some positivity that you brought here, there's some joy that you brought here. So that's the whole point of it all. And also with the environment, our people used to be able to know and maneuver the environment. They used to understand what healing is all about in terms of identifying certain things, medicinal values of the environment. So what is it that we can be able to foresee as Africans, so that when we're going forward, that we do not get to forget and understanding the environment for our own benefit. So also with the architecture, we've always been able to understand materials. We've always been able to understand symbolism in terms of architecture. We've always been around secular, or all about secular shapes in terms of our rendezvous and so forth. But today in the concrete jungles, we are trying to go AI. We're trying to integrate with the new modern infrastructure. But what is it doing to us as Africans, as African beings? Because there is so much symbolism as an African. Do I identify with it? So with Phantom Spaces, it's that, you know what, let me continue telling the authenticity of my story as an African. Let me continue to instruct and command whatsoever changes that are happening architecturally, environmentally, also in governance. We are about to go to the votes and so forth. And we've adopted different kinds of policies and politics and whatnot. And we used to have our own governance system like Lekotlas and so forth. But what is it that we are doing in these processes as we are preparing for the voting system, culturally speaking? So we need to be able to remind ourselves to reimagine where we are going.
Absolutely, and exert our agency. If people are not sure, we are making it abundantly clear.
Precisely.
How long is this going to be running for? Talk to us about the AI technology that's also incorporated, LCD panels rather. What else is on offer? What's that experience going to entail?
Okay, this is a semi-permanent exhibition, and hence we had to launch it or relaunch it yesterday.
Yes.
So what's on space right now? We're having projectors, we're having LCD panels, and the exhibition has moved into a particular space so that it is much more intimate for a person to be able to engage, because it's an immersive exhibition, so that when you're moving into different spaces, it's projecting on the floor and all of that. And in also having touch screens, because when we are projecting, we are saying that we are moving from a glass case type of displaying in a museum, because a glass case, you just see a label, you'll just see just the metadata of that object. But right now, that exhibition is now giving a voice to that object, so that we can be able to link up to the language of the youth today, because the youth, they don't really like coming to the museums. So coming into this AI, why are we using, or what are we using as AI, is animation. We're animating the story behind the object. So there's exciting activities. You're going to be able to even write a proverb in your language when you come to the museum. So that's another exciting activity we've added this year.
Okay, great. I'm excited. I will see you there. Thank you so much for telling the story. Thank you for being part of our Africa Day discussions. Stories help us to reflect on where we come from, who we are, where we're headed, and also just heal as a people. So we're wishing you, your team, all the best of luck as you continue with this work for our continent at large, the diaspora as large. We're going to leave a conversation there for now this year. Again, more innovation promised. Obviously, just in place behind the revolution that is on offer at the Museums Africa. Visitors obviously are in for an exhilarating journey through the rich tapestry of our African history at large. Lesego Mlambo joining us there to chat a little bit more